Steve Bissell, an institution at the Potomac School.
Steve Bissell has been a teacher and coach at Potomac for 23 years. He has been an integral part of the math department and helped found the athletics programs at Potomac. He was the first wrestling coach in the history of Potomac and has continued as one for 23 years. He has also coached both the football and boys lacrosse teams. One of his most memorable coaching moments is beating St. Anne's Belfield in the 1997 Division II lacrosse state semifinal in overtime and going on to win the state championship the next day.
What was your first impression of Mr. Bissell?
Mr. Bissell knows what he's doing. He's been around at the school for a while, knows the kids, knows the system, and has a lot of experience and a lot of wisdom.
So, my first impression of Mr. Bissell, I met Mr. Bissell when I interviewed at the school. What I remember about Mr. Bissell is that while he was quiet during that interview, he asked good questions, and he was also quietly attentive.
At first I was really afraid of him, and I had him freshman year with Charlotte, and when we walked into class we were really timid, but then we realized that he's one of the nicest teachers I've ever had, and in addition to learning a lot about geometry, I have mastered my calculator because of him, so I'm really thankful that I had him freshman year.
They go. You know you're looking at a winner, winner, I'm so up there, and so out there, you so not here. Hey.
Mr. Bissell, thank you so much for what you've done with the wrestling program. It's really been an honor to be part of this team. I remember when I was just a freshman, you were coaching me, and I hope we make you proud in the future.
Steve, you've done so much for our program here. It's unbelievable. You started in the late 80s as the upper school was getting started, coaching football and wrestling and boys lacrosse. You did remarkably well with all three of those programs, and you gave of yourself so much, the sacrifice every afternoon with our boys. It's an incredibly generous thing you did for us, and you got our program started.
Mr. Bissell was a source of inspiration for us on the wrestling team. One anecdote was that when he was younger on his high school wrestling team, he got beat all the time and he was a scrub, and then one day he decided that he wasn't going to be a scrub anymore, and from that day on he won all of his matches and was a two-time national prep champion and a collegiate wrestler. And we learned from him that anything can be done if you put your mind to it.
As an advisor, Mr. Bissell gave me the freedom to really get the most out of my 4 years in the upper school.
I remember this one time freshman year, Mr. Bissell would do these volume demonstrations with these plastic cylinders and cones, and he'd fill up the cylinder and the cone with water, and every time it would just spill all over the ground. He'd well, I guess I'm not going to do that again, and then the very next day he'd just do it again, make another mess.
A very observant person, and I think he is attentive to his students and acts on their behalf in ways that they might not always feel. So he's not somebody who brings attention to himself, but who is attentive to what's going on around him. He's been a good colleague.
Do you think that Steve Bissell fought in a war?
Yes.
I don't believe that he did.
I don't think so. I think he's kind of like Don Draper.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Yes.
Yes.
I did not serve in Vietnam. We did have a teacher here who did. Mr. Eric Waples did go to Vietnam. My draft number was too high. I didn't get drafted. I did have a draft number in the selective service. But I had a real high draft number, and so I just didn't go. So I could have, but I didn't. So, no.
Steve, you've been an incredible person to us, and we thank you so much for everything you've done.
Hi, Mr. Bissell.
Bye, Mr. Bissell. Bye. We love you.
Mr. Bissell. It's going to be hard to believe that you're not going to be around anymore. Potomac will never be the same without you, but we'll never forget you. Good luck and have fun in your retirement.
Goodbye, we'll miss you.
It's very difficult for me to say goodbye to someone like Mr. Bissell, who's been what I consider one of our what we call the founding fathers, he, Mrs. Cook, and various other what we call veterans of the upper school. So I wish him a fond farewell and just know that he will be truly missed. Godspeed, Mr. Bissell.
All right, so Steve, we've worked together now 24 years, because you're ahead of me by 1 year. So we met when we first met, and that interview day. It's just been great to get to know you. It's been great to work with you. And you're going to keep doing interesting things, so best of luck in your retirement. Enjoy it.
So I'd like to thank all the faculty and administration for all their support over the years, and to all the administrators for their support in allowing us academic freedom here at Potomac School to make it a better school and make it more interesting for all the teachers.